Ziegler, the Alpha Dog, and we've got a tremendous show for you today. What do you hear? I mean, this is going to be explosive. This is going to be something that the industry is going to wrap themselves around. And let me introduce the players from MOTiiV. First of all, Vito Williams. Hello, Vito.
Hello, Jim. Thanks for having me. Bernardo Williams, friends calls me Vito. Been in the business 27 years, and really looking forward to explaining what I do for the team here at MOTiiV today.
We are all wanting to hear all about MOTiiV today. And who better to tell you? Hi, Tricia.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Having the best day of my entire life. Thanks for asking.
That's great.
Tell them who you are, what you do.
So my name is Tricia Yerkashek, and I run the Business Development Center here at MOTiiV. And we help dealers drive traffic to their sales and service department and help with their CSI scores and just help go above and beyond and consult in any way we can.
Wait a minute. The BDC direct? You have a BDC?
Yeah, Business Development Center.
Well, this is like an off-site BDC for dealers?
Yes, sir.
We got
It's genius, especially my earring was especially now, right, with the job market the way that it is. There's always been pros and cons to having a BDC offsite versus onsite, but ever since COVID hit and everything that's going on in our economy and with labor cost and all of those things, we've just found that we even have a bigger niche to help our partners in that area. As we all know, labor cost has just gone through the roof. For lube oil techs right now, dealers are having to pay anywhere from 25 to 35% more for a tech. They're scheduling interviews for people in-house for internal BDC or lube oil techs. I talk to dealers all the time, and they'll be like, my day's just not going super great. I had 10 interviews set up and nobody showed. And not only are they not showing, but they're not even calling to say that they're not showing. And so what we have found in the market right now, at least with the Business Development Center piece of it, is we have a lot of dealers that used to have internal BDCs that are now wanting to outsource that piece of the business to help support them.
We're going to talk a lot more about that. Hold that thought. We still
Okay.
got to introduce the
That.
main guy here.
Mhm.
Main guy. How about that?
Actually, I'm Trisha's assistant.
Are you? Okay. What is your title anyway, Pat?
Well, my title is VP of Operations, Finance, and Product Development, but I actually am their assistant. I assist them and make sure that I can do anything I can to make sure they're successful. So I am their assistant.
Fantastic. I've known you for more than 2007. We go way back. We got
It's been about.
a lot of equity in this friendship.
Aw.
Absolutely. Pat,
Yeah, I even got I got the chance to attend your class.
you attended my sales manager school and my samurai F&I school.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. Many years ago.
Fantastic. Well, let's ask first of all, what is MOTiiV?
Hmm.
Anybody jump in on that one?
MOTiV is a full. Okay, well, MOTiV is a product company. We have several different departments. We do several different things. But what our goal was when we
Wait
set
a
out
minute,
and
you do a
started
lot of
MOTiV
different
was
things.
to be.
You
Yeah, we do a lot of different things.
I mean,
But kind of just the
I'm amazed at what you do. Tell me
so am
about
I,
those,
Jim, sometimes.
tell me about those things you do.
Well, we have all your F&I products. We do service contracts. We do high mile service contracts. We do tech service contracts, which meaning that they'll just cover the technology parts of the vehicle. We're very agile in that respect, and we can tailor our stuff to a dealer's needs, to their market, to their customer. Then we also have our finance training and finance school, which we hold as much as possible. train our students, which we have tremendous success in doing so. We have a leads department where we generate leads for our dealerships, whether you want high credit score leads or low credit score leads. We can get you whatever you're needing in that. And we go by, and we're one of the few companies, we were the only company actually, that physically calls each and every lead to make sure that they are a buyer for a car, and that they're looking in the industry and their income is correct, all that stuff. And then once we know the guy or gal's ready to buy a car, we'll send that lead to the dealer. So we talk to everybody. If you give dealers leads, they'll go through 100 or 200. Their people get sick of calling because they're just getting hung up on or whatever the case is. So our leads department takes that pretty much out of it. As you know, Vito, we'll talk more about the virtual department, which is a very interesting thing. I think everybody will think what a great idea that hears about it, because it's just phenomenal. And of course, Trisha does the BDC. And then of course, there's a couple little products that we represent, biweekly payment programs, so on and so forth. We have a couple sister companies that work directly with us that do marketing, websites. So we kind of pull the full gamut. If a dealer needs something, we are a good source to go to because we can pretty much cover any part of what they're needing. So we try to do anything we can, try to keep up with the times for the dealers, listen to podcasts, things like you, go to our conventions, and just try to keep educated with the current market and try to come out with programs that effectively help that.
I was amazed. Like I say, I've known you for a long time. And when I heard that you're running an offsite BDC, then I heard you've got all the finance products. And I mean, top quality, including, this blew my mind, high mileage service contracts. I want you to expand on that a little bit. And then I'm hearing about the virtual department, and I'm going to get Vito to talk about that. Yeah, Pat.
Okay, yeah, we'll definitely get Vito to talk. He's a lot better at that than I am as far as the virtual department goes. But the products, God, I'm trying to give me your question again. Sorry,
okay.
Jim.
Well, I was talking about the high mileage service contract. That was something I did.
Oh, the high mileage, yes. So yes, yeah, we haven't got it out there, but it's a high mileage service contract. We'll make it. The nice part about us is we'll tailor it to the dealer. If they want more coverage, less coverage, they want to put in some stipulations where it keeps them safe, so they don't go overboard on what they're paying out. But we can go up to 150,000 miles, 170,000 miles, 180. I mean, we can tailor it to the dealer and what they're looking for
like
in their particular dealership.
Is this like reinsurance?
Oh yeah, you can reinsure the whole product, yes. And one thing we do, obviously, you want to protect the dealer because we're trying to make sure that they keep as much money as they can.
One thing I got to tell dealers is you need to private label your service contracts.
Yeah.
Every dealer out there needs to serve.
We can.
There is such a thing as called forfeiture, and forfeiture is people that don't use the product. And right now, the manufacturer, if you're using a manufacturer warranty, the manufacturer is keeping that forfeiture money, and that forfeiture money is a major profit center.
Exactly, Jim. And one thing where I don't know if dealers realize it is in prepaid maintenance. They look at a Nissan or a Chevy prepaid maintenance product and they're saying, wow, they're so inexpensive. Well, the reason they're inexpensive is because they get forfeiture of so much money. Probably about 50-60% of the money is forfeited to them, so they still make money on the policies. We actually partnered with a company where we can put a prepaid maintenance program in place, and you'll get 90% usage, and any spoilage goes back to the dealer. So we have one of those programs for our dealers too, Jim.
Yes, so the dealers need to pay attention to that because right now they can sell virtually every car they can get. I mean, but right now we have to turn to other profit centers. We have to turn to the service department. We have to turn to vehicle acquisition as part of what we do. Employee acquisition, service technicians. There are things we have to do, and I'm going to defer to Trish on that. Trish, what is your BDC doing? What services does the BDC perform?
inbound service appointment calls, outbound CSI calls, retention calls, missed
Wait
opportunity
1 second.
calls. Mhm.
Outbound calls.
Yes, we do inbound and outbound calls.
Okay, because a lot of BDCs are just totally inbound and they're not making any outbound calls. No warranty, no decline service or any of that.
Yes, sir. So we are basically anything that you want help with. To Pat's point earlier, we really try to do a good job. You know, when you think about it, when you're out there in the field, there's obviously many companies that you can go to outsource your business development center. So we just feel it's really important. What sets us apart from the other companies, right? One of the things that I'm really proud about working for MOTiiV is that we are what I would describe as boutique style. What that means is that we really do adhere to customizing everything to our client, right? It's not just cookie cutter and this is the way it looks. Obviously, there's a template that we go by that is super successful, but what works in, you know, Evansville, Indiana or Champaign, Illinois, it might look different in, you know, Los Angeles or New York City or the Dallas-Fort Worth market.
Fantastic. So tell me about your BDC. What hours are you operating?
Central Time currently right now, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. So we're here to support the dealer. We have inbound calls coming in as early as 6 a.m. And then obviously we follow the law regarding outbound calls. So 8 a.m. Central, we'll start making outbound calls for our East Coast clients. And then at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, we'll start making calls for our central stores and then so forth with our East Coast clients. We just want to make sure that we're in compliant when doing so.
How many clients do you have now?
Currently, right now, the Business Development Center has 53.
53 dealers. I mean, and by the way, that's a fairly large number. I'm going to run over here and talk to Vito a second. Vito, what do you do?
Well, I wanted to kind of back up again to let you know what attracted me here when I was first recruited. You know, being a 20 plus year retail car guy, was to be a part of this conglomerate of retail experienced guys. You know, most agencies that people look at is dealers want to know how much real retail experience you have. Do you understand what that daily grind is, right? What does it take to get that customer to a yes? And that's one of the things that really attracted me to take on this opportunity when it was presented. To Trisha's point, we are boutique in the sense that we never tell a dealer no. When a dealer brings us,
I've never seen a company like MOTiiV. I mean, when I said one call, that's all. It's like this is everything. And I know the people that are running this company. We got some really heavyweight retail people, including yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that just absolutely blew my mind that there is a company that is so tuned in to the dealer clients. Go ahead. I interrupted you, Vito, but
no worries. Yeah, when a dealer, you know, brings us some pain points, right? We don't say no. We go and sit down and try to find that solution, you know, together. So that's one of the things that we like about being a tweener, right? We're not, you know, some of our competitors in the space are big, large firms. We're right in the middle, right? We don't have a lot of red tape. So we can definitely find that solution for our client base. Specifically for me, I head up our virtual portfolio management program. It's kind of like a Monday morning quarterback, if you will, for reviewing car deals. We can look at them in real time. We can look at them, you know, post after you've kind of looked at them and couldn't make a decision the day after that. This idea was kind of, you know, birthed with a small dealer in mind to get them the same kind of look and feel that some of the, you know, stores that, you know, sell 300, 600, or 1,000
so you're
cars a
talking
month.
about the select dealers, the smaller dealers, the single point private owner.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. But Jim, when we start going down that road, we realize that we can actually help the dealer group settings as well, right? So once we started down that path, it just started clicking. And you know, right now, you know, we've worked with dealers in the Toronto market as well in the lower 48.
Across the
So
board,
it's,
that's amazing.
yeah, that was a little eye opening, finding out that you can actually pay weekly for your car payment.
Yeah, they do business a little differently up there.
Yeah. So it's been good. Currently today, we assist our dealers in annually funding 1.3 billion in auto loan originations. When I came along, we added a few other wrinkles. One of the most important parts of the dealership is the funding aspect, right? Getting the money back. So we added some dedicated funders. We reached out to some people that had worked in funding departments at lenders, right? Some of the most recognized lenders, so that we can get that background of what it takes to get that answer and get that money back to our dealers quicker. So really pride ourselves in that.
You're funding the deals?
We're assisting, right? So we're kind of like some executive assistants for the dealership. We have a team of funders here at MOTiiV that are intertwined with the dealers' credit aggregate, whether they're with DealerTrack or Route One. We're real time looking inside and saying, hey, why is this deal sitting for 3 days and no one's touched it, Mr. Lender? So we'll call the customer and reach out to the customer and also let them know that, hey, you're due the verification process is the most lengthy part of the funding process when you get into subprime. So we want to, reach out to those customers and let them know that, hey, we want to help you complete the purchase process, get your plates done to you in a timely manner.
In distress credit?
Say again?
Is this totally aimed at distress credit?
It is not. It's the entire credit spectrum, right? So what COVID taught us is, it was very fluid at one point, where it was minute by minute, lender programs were changing, and it didn't matter what credit you were. Everyone wanted to know, if you were in what was considered a risk type market, if you were in, the restaurant industry, hotel industry, where some people were laid off, we had to help and assist with some verifications right there on the fly. Currently lenders are not just using credit bureaus to determine, if you're able to buy a car. They're using alternative data, so data is really big in, the funding and the lending aspect of the car business now. They're looking at how you pay your utilities. They're looking at how you pay your insurance. They're looking at what's in your bank account, how many times have you been delinquent.
In the day, I set world records in F&I. That's how I got nationally known. And my specialty was getting the hard to get deals put together. My specialty was investigating and working the deals. And we're talking old school, and now we're talking new school with you, Vito, and you're using technology as an assist.
Yeah, correct, right? So so I'll tell you, when I started doing this, Jim, you still had to score out a credit card to really understand the structure of the deal. You had to do the math. Nowadays, guys can just click a few buttons there, right, and get a green check mark. So we still take that same approach here. We really comb and analyze the deal. The credit app tells us everything that we need to know. We don't want to know where the credit bureau is when we're processing that transaction. We really want to know the capacity to pay, and then we'll fit all the puzzles there. Jim, one of the things that we did when we went down this path, we are the only non-lender that is in DealerTrack and Route One. Those are our technology partners, right? So when we communicate with a dealer, right, and they want us to look at a deal, we can be proactive or reactive. Our reactive approach is for them to submit that deal to MOTiiV from their DealerTrack login or from Route One. We initially get that. Everyone on the team gets a notification. We immediately respond back to the deal and let them know that, hey, we're working on your car deal right now. And we go from there. That was a very, very hard task to tackle, if you can imagine, right? So we passed every inspection and every audit, from DealerTrack and Route One to be able to communicate, that sensitive data between customer and dealership. So that's one of the things we pride ourselves in, to be able to do that. So that was a really, really tall task to do, but we can communicate with our dealers that way.
Fantastic. Let me ask Pat. Pat, tell me about your F&I business. Let's talk about training. Let's talk about what you're doing with the F&I managers.
Okay, well, so I learned to train under the Van Tuyl organization. I taught their finance school for 8 years, and it was a really great way to sell F&I. So I took the basics of what that is and the good points about it, and kind of made it into a school with the current market and the current tools we have in which to sell F&I products. We teach consultative selling. It's not a if I could, would you type of approach. It's basic off the information you find from the customer. We teach a really good way of consulting with the customer, getting that information, building rapport with the customer, asking the right questions. So when it does come to a objection, it's not a if I could, would you. It's, hey Jim, earlier you told me that you were going to drive 15,000 miles a year and you're going to keep the car for 5 years, and that you felt it was going to more likely to break down than when it was sold, or correct. So what I've done here is put together a package and then, kind of handle the objections that way, rather than, well, Jim, is it the price? If I could get it lower, would you do it? If I could lower your, we don't do that. Not at all. We consultatively remove products off our menu as we go. We try to teach a 1-column menu, but we can do a 2 or a 3. And if someone's running great numbers using a 2 or 3 column, great. But 1 column is the way to do it. Offer every product to every customer every time in a non-combative way, and peel off the products based off of what the information they gave you and their budget in which they can afford.
Well, that's all great, but what kind of success are you having with the numbers when they get back to the dealership?
Jim, I've never had anyone go backwards. We've had increases $400 or $500 a copy, but what I like to look at more, I'm not a big dollar per copy guy. I am, but I'm not. I look at their product penetrations, how much money how they're managing their deals, how they're structuring their deals, making sure we're going to keep as much money as possible. We teach them how to structure deals and to move money to make sure the deals as profitable as possible for the long run. So I love big dollar per copies, but we run over 70% warranty pen. We have a dealer group we deal with, as you know, Keith Orr's group. And
Keith Orr,
he's running right now
for 30 years. Yeah. And he's been
Keith actually got us started. I mean, that's what we're still a small boutique. Yeah, that's where I met you, through Keith. But yeah, Keith helped us get going. He was our first client. He gave us all of his stores, which went up to 36 at one point. So we got all of his business there. So and I've taught his F&I people, and right now we're running over $2,200 a copy between the 32 stores now, and over 70% F&I penetration, which is phenomenal. Last year we averaged 66%. So everybody in the market's having success with F&I numbers, but we're having some real good success, and our net to gross in F&I is about 77%. So it's up there. We try to teach the whole thing, not just the ask for all the money, get the dollars and move. It's structure your deal, manage your income, do the right thing, put the dealer first, make sure the customer's getting taken care of. That's our philosophy, and do it the right way, because we find out, like even Vito can tell you, they'll submit deals and they'll try to change the income change. We teach, do it the right way, and you'll have success if you know how to do it the right way, if you know how to do it properly. So we teach that all the time. We have very good success.
I know that's a fact. And with Keith Orr, I've been doing business with Keith Orr since I actually did business with his father before I did business with Keith. I mean,
wow.
We go way, way back. I mean, great relationship and a great friend. So anyway, you've got the F&I schools. You have do you have F&I follow up, or do you have agents or people that go in the dealerships?
I have 2 people, which we call them regional finance directors, that work for me directly. And they go to the stores. They're at stores every day of the week, depending on what the store needs. So yes, we do follow up. We do retraining. We'll do whatever we can. I mean, if a dealer group wants training, but they don't want to send people, but they have 15 people, 20, we'll go to them. We'll set up shop anywhere we need to. And like I said, nimble and flexible, and we're the dealer's friend. So we try to do everything based off of what they need and how they need it.
What do people need to know about MOTiiV? What have we not told them?
We are absolutely a transparent company. Mm-hmm. You'll know everything as we know it. We are always doing our best to make sure that dealer's taken care of. We always err on the side of the dealers when it comes to business. We protect their money and their reinsurance accounts with kid glove care, like it's our money. And we bring to them new technology, new processes, new things that are in the market that we look when we know their business that we know that they're going to benefit from. So that's our goal there.
What finance products are you carrying?
Well, we have service contracts. We have an OEM service contract, which is going to cover your backup cameras, your Bluetooth devices, your screens in the car. The high mileage warranties, which we talked about. We have a wear and tear service contract. In addition to that, we have tire and wheel, ding and dent, paint and fab, PDR. We've got all the products in the aftermarket space.
Gap. Do we have Gap?
Yeah, so we do have Gap. Yes, we have some really, really good Gap rates right now. I don't know how long those are going to last, but we got some pretty good Gap rates right now.
Well, right now with the values of cars, Gap is going to be one of the most important finance products you can put out there because they're not selling cars, they're performing weddings. I mean, when you sell a car for 10,000 over, Gap is going to be a very important, and what the Gap covers, and you're customized to the dealer side, so you could basically move the number that the Gap covers, and you can amortize. Is that true?
Yeah, well, anywhere up to 150. Yeah,
absolutely,
50%.
What other departments do you have?
Well, we have our leads, which I'm gonna. Hopefully, we have more of these, so we can get Stephanie on. But our leads, which we talked about, and every lead's verified before it's sent to the dealer.
Okay, tell me about the lead program.
Okay, so back, I guess it was about 8 or 9 years ago. I'll look at LinkedIn and I'll look at people, and I saw this young lady that was looking for a position when she was 13 years and doing lead generation. So I called her up, we interviewed her, and we hired her. And what I liked most about it is that we generate the leads from our own source. We put out the SEO, to get all the leads pulled into us to our website. And then we go to your dealer. A dealer would go and say, okay, I want $2,000 minimum income. I want this area of people that I want to deal with. And I don't want any BKs or whatever the case is. So we'll tailor that to the dealer, look at their market, and we'll tell them, okay, we can provide you with X amount of leads, because we only do it by we don't provide them with tons of leads. Sometimes there's only 50, 60 leads available that month.
Okay, but you're talking
and
more
we deliver them
quality than the number of leads, the quality of the leads.
If I'm a salesperson,
yes, we do.
Oh, sorry, Pat.
Jump in there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if I may, and I know I'm not Stephanie, and she definitely is going to join in on one of these and be able to speak more to her department. But from someone who worked retail like Vito and who trained in that area for many, many, many years, if I was a sales consultant, I would just be wanting every single MOTiiV sales lead, because of the fact, like Pat said, she has a team that works for her that calls every single lead to confirm the information before it even
verify the leads before they deliver them to the dealers.
They call every single lead, verify the information before it even gets imported into the CRM tool.
So when you send a lead to a dealer, that lead's already been screened and is ready to buy.
Yes, sir. It's massive. I've never seen, as long as, like Vito, I worked retail for a long time. March of 1998, I got in the business. And I literally looked at Steph and I was like, where were you when I was selling cars? Like, I would every single one of these leads, right? Because we're over here just calling like 75 people a day, trying to get someone to answer, what they're submitting's not accurate. And the fact that she has this little niche in her department, I think is just great.
I speak to 100 dealers a month. I've got groups on Facebook with thousands of people in it. I'm on the keyboard with people all the time. That's unheard of. People don't realize a lead that you get from a lead provider like Cars.com, AutoTrader, CarGurus, any of them. Those leads have anywhere from 3% to 18% possibility of being closed.
Yeah.
And by the way, the vendor that gave you those leads knows exactly the quality of the lead.
Yes,
in Jerry Maguire, they said, well, the leads suck. Well, guess what? Some leads do suck. And they're selling 3% leads. The person just signed up to win a free car and they're calling that a lead. So anyway, you're verifying the leads. You've got a customer that's actually ready to buy a car before you deliver it to the dealers. That's unheard of.
I
Well,
know.
I hate to steal Steph's thunder
I
too,
know,
but
right? That's what I'm feeling.
it's an exclusive lead, by the way, Jim.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait a
So
minute,
that
no,
Jim,
wait a minute. Cars.com will give a lead to 5, 6, 7 people. What are you talking about? Exclusive lead?
no. We won't sell the same dealer across the street. This is the exact same one. And by the way, if we're vetting you, Jim, as a lead, we'll say, hey, Jim, by the way, are you ready right now? Because we'll perform a hot transfer and send that verified call immediately to the store.
Wait a second.
And it's in their hands.
Let me put you back in the big screen a second here. Yeah. So you'll verify that lead?
That is correct.
And it's exclusive?
It's exclusive and it's a hot transfer. The moment we get through screening that deal and they're ready to buy, we'll say, hold on, Jim is waiting for you at the dealership. We're going to just transfer that call right over, hand it off to the dealer, and we're going to start back.
No, nobody does that.
And then if you need someone to help you get the loan approved, you can just
Hey,
give it to Vito and his team.
Yeah, we do some
Vito.
cross-pollination. We do cross-pollination there, Jim. So if the store is having a tough time with it, we'll recognize and recommend some lenders for them if they don't have them already. And then we can kind of help guide them on how to put that deal and structure it and get it to a fundable result.
So you've got a couple of lenders in your pocket that most dealers don't know about, or some dealers don't know about. You've got some special finance sources, and
Well, so what's unique about that? You know, Trish kind of touched on it earlier. We see deals in different territories and markets, so we'll know what works by OEM, by brand, and what lenders like what, and then we'll marry those, and we'll keep notes and take notes of that, and we'll send that to a dealer as well, and we'll make sure that they understand, you know, how to maximize what is considered a hot car by a lender that performs well for them in their book of business.
Some lenders get hot and they get cold. I'll use the portfolio lenders like CPS out of California. They can be buying like crazy one day, and all of a sudden they just shut down. They stop buying.
That is correct.
Because they went to Chicago and got a big block of money. They loaned that money out. Now they got to go get another block of money.
That is correct. Depending on who their warehouse is, that's correct.
Exactly. What are you saying, Tricia?
Hey, Vito.
Hey, Jim, since...
Sorry, Pat. I just have been, as Vito's been talking, one of the things that I notice as his peer is really the relationships that Vito and his team have with banks. So typically what I see, if I go into a Toyota store or a Ford store, if I work at a Chevy store, right? If I work at a Chevy store, the chances of me having really good relations with GM are really high. One of the things that I've noticed from watching Vito and his team work is that they have relationships with banks that they're able to get things, to your point, Jim, earlier, approved that most people aren't able to get approved. And Vito,
the biggest skill I ever had in finance was not selling the customer high dollar items. My biggest skill was getting the deals approved.
Right.
That was the most profitable thing any finance can do, is get the deals bought and the fewest stipulations, the fewest conditions.
Yeah, Jim. So, our team, we don't think that we're better than what's at the store. We move money in blocks, right? So earlier I told you we assist our dealers in 1.3 billion annually in funded deals, right? So, on a given month, we may send, a lender 8 million or 10 million or 12 million, right? So that starts a different conversation. So we get access, by doing so, and we're able to be, we work both sides of the deal, right? So our job is to help everybody with the win, including the lender. Right. So if we can help them increase their penetration, right. So they open the door and give us, front of the line and red carpet treatment so that we can pass that on to our dealers. Right.
Fantastic. So we're talking to the principles of MOTiiV, Texas-based, one call, that's all, consolidated services. I mean, they offer a whole array of services that you might be using 5, 6, 7 other vendors. What if you could consolidate one source that does all these services? The website's on the screen. Go look at it. These are all car people. Now, I know there's dealers out there right now that are dissatisfied with the vendors you're using. or you're dissatisfied with the products, or you're selling OEM service contracts, and the OEM is keeping all the forfeiture and all the excess profits.
Mhm.
That you should be white labeling and private labeling with these people here at MOTiiV. Call MOTiiV, check it out. What were you about to say, Tricia?
Hey Jim, you know what's you know what the beautiful thing about it is if a dealer would like to know if they've got the best deal, because look at NADA. NADA says to reevaluate your reinsurance deals and your product providers every 5 years at the most. So we have a service that will provide you. We'll go in and do a thorough audit. We bring 2 to 3 people in there, depending on the size of the store. And we'll do a thorough audit of the store and to see how and if we can help you. We talk to your people. We sit and watch them work. We look at your customers.
You're gonna do a free audit?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no obligation.
Free audit, doesn't care. I don't care where you're at.
Any dealer that's watching this broadcast can call you, and you will come in and do a free audit of all the services you offer, and you will show them what you can do for them, no obligation, what profit increases you can show them, where they're missing business. You ever see the movie Home Alone?
Yes, in real numbers. That's a good one. Jim, it's something that every dealer needs to take advantage of, and like I said, at the end of the day, we leave you with good data. I mean, we break it down per product, per service, on how that can help you and how it can affect your bottom line, based off of, like I said, 2 to 3 days in the store, talking to your people, watching your business, not just guessing or putting a blanket on it. It's your particular store. We'll say this finance manager here is going to be able to run this. This one's going to be able to run this. We can improve this one by this. I mean, we'll look at each individual person on how we can do it, so we can get a real true number. And at the end of that year, if you do business with us, at the end of a year, we want to come back and show you what we've done and make sure that what we told you up front is obtainable and is something we do for you.
Fantastic. Unbelievable. So what other services do you offer?
Hey, Jim, and real quick, back to the leads. I want to tell you about the leads. One thing we didn't talk about the leads.
Okay.
Yeah, all the stuff you heard about with the leads and all the stuff we do to get that lead to you. If we get that lead to you and you're not satisfied, go ahead.
We're getting an echo all of a sudden.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, you got your monitor up. Yeah.
How about now?
And that's better.
Yeah. Better. Is that better?
Much better.
Okay. So,
lean back.
Yeah.
Lean
so we go through all that trouble on the lead, but if a lead, customers do lie, Jim. I don't know if you know that. So if we get a lead on the phone and it says all the right things and we transfer it to the dealership, and the dealer finds out that they don't make the money.
What? You're echoing a lot, big guy.
Again. Okay, I don't know. I'm doing the same thing. I don't know why it's echoing. Maybe me.
I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe he's getting taller, like you said he was going to do throughout the course of.
Yeah.
I was going to say that on the.
Well, anyways, Jim. Am I still echoing? How's that?
You are really echoing, Pat.
Well, Vito, tell them that they're refundable.
What do you
Yeah. So.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Jim, what Pat was conveying was that, in the event that a customer, unfortunately does give bad information, that we will credit that back to the dealer, right? So we'll, any bad lead, we will credit back to them and move on to the next one.
Okay, so while I talk to Pat on the sidebar here, what else should they know about MOTiiV?
So there's more, right? So we have an acquisition piece, right? So dealers are looking to grow. We help with the onboarding process of that from the finance aspect of it with my team. If the other party or people in the store do not know that they're being acquired, we will reserve a confidential dealer tracker Route 1 ID and start loading those dealer agreements. We will order the bureau codes for dealer tracker Route 1 so that they're functional from the time the escrow hits and the keys exchange and they're taking over the dealership. We make it very seamless. So we have all those things in place that help a dealer be successful on the acquisition of a new dealership.
Fantastic. Tell me some more about your BDC.
Well, regarding the BDC, I personally think that a service advisor has the toughest job in the whole entire dealership. And so our job as leaders within the organization, whether we're vendors or whether we work on the retail side of it, is how can we support our staff to where that they can be super successful, right? So if you're an advisor, are you going to make more money on an appointment? Or are you going to make more money on all of your walk-in traffic that comes in? So we try to go in and connect with dealers and find out, do they have an appointment culture or do they have a non-appointment culture, and then walk them through the importance of an appointment culture, right? Because the more appointments you have for the day versus walk-in, you can strategically plan not just your drive flow, but your shop flow for your technicians.
Let me ask you, do you totally replace the BDC they have in the dealership, or are you an adjunct to the BDC they have?
It depends on the dealership, where they are, and the size. So
do you have both scenarios?
we have both scenarios. Yes, sir. On the service side, I would say typically we typically can completely replace it unless you're just a massive large volume store. And then instead of having like 15 or 20 BDC people there on site, we'll have like 2 or 3 people that we can go back and forth and connect with to help the advisors. Because as an owner of a dealership, where do you want your advisors? You want them out on the drive, speaking with your customers, doing a really good quality walk around, and ultimately doing their number one job, which really is to sell tech time. That's an advisor's number one job, is to sell tech time. So if they're back at their desk and they're on the phone, right, trying to do their status update calls, and people are in front of them and taking inbound calls so they can schedule service appointments, your customers that are calling in aren't getting the attention and quality they need. And then your customers that are out on your drive aren't getting the attention they need because the service advisors just pulled in so many different directions.
I wanted to hear this because what I hope the audience is picking up on is how aware you are of what goes on in a dealership. So many people in an outside vendor have no concept of what's happening in the dealership. And that's one thing about MOTiiV. MOTiiV has got experienced dealer veterans. Pat, did you get yourself under control there?
I don't know. Can you hear me? Am I echoing?
Not right now, no.
Welcome back,
Okay,
Pat.
good.
We cured him.
Yeah, what I was trying to say earlier, I grew another inch.
There you go.
So what I was trying to tell you about the leads is, Jim, is if the lead turns out to not be correct, we'll swap it out for another one, so you're not stuck with the lead that's a waste.
That's worth hearing. So recap the services you offer one more time. We've got a lot of people that just tuned in. I'm watching the stats on the other side. People tuning in, tuning out. We got some new viewers. What does MOTiiV do?
We are a full service F&I provider and services. We do service contracts, all your ancillary products. We do some one-offs that not a lot of agencies have. We have our BDC, which Tricia does. We have Vito, which does our virtual F&I, virtual lender portfolio management. And he's got something else he really needs to talk to you about, Jim, which I want to get to also.
What would that be?
Yeah.
So Jim, we've piloted now for 15 months a program that we're actively getting ready to market for 2022. Is our preferred lender network. It's a group of lenders that have agreed to go into the space with us to the mid-range dealers, 20 to 40 rooftops, and offer them some national account stuff that they give to the big publics. So that's anywhere from kickbacks per contract, more reserve, fewer chargeback options. So those are some things that we have that we're very, very excited about to take to the market in 2022.
So you've got this is for mid-range dealer groups.
That is correct.
mid-range dealer groups, you've got a lender package that has a lot of additional benefits that some of the big boys are enjoying.
That is correct.
Fantastic. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about MOTiiV. It's MOTiiV. I know Pat had a brain cramp. He was drinking and misspelled it. But anyway, that's MOTiiV with 2 I's and a V. .net. MOTiiV.net. A full service agency that offers an array of products and an array of services that some other vendors do offer and most other vendors don't even offer. Especially when we're talking about Vito's lender packages. I haven't heard anything like this in the market. We're running an offsite BDC that has multifunction, including outbound calls. I was surprised to find that out. What else have we not covered here, Pat? Pat? Have we lost you? Okay. Pat, you are totally gone now.
Yeah.
Hello?
There you
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Okay. Pat, what have we not told the audience?
I'm sorry, Jim. Could you repeat that?
I said, there you beautiful. What have we not told the audience?
If you're not calling MOTiiV and you don't look to us to at least get an evaluation, you're paying too much.
Okay.
One call, that's all, Jim.
One call. Yeah, you're going to adopt that. I hope you're going to adopt that. Hang on, I'm altering this. So anyway, here's the number: 972-725-7860. That'll get you right into the MOTiiV headquarters. And how many people in the building right now, Pat?
Oh gosh, Jim, there's got to be probably 80, 85 with BDC and everything.
I want everybody to understand this is not a small company. There's 80 employees in the building right now. So they've got the strength, the funding. These people can handle all of your needs. Vito, what have we not told the people that we need to express today?
Well, I'm gonna, to talk about, experience I had with, Tricia on a cross-pollination type deal, right? So again, one of those things that we're not one-off is we had a dealer with a recall campaign that she tailored a script for, and they needed to get, traction in their service department. She was able to, get out of 5,200 responses for something as simple as an airbag recall. She was able to get 50% of those into the dealer. So those are kind of things that, we can customize and do for dealers.
Okay, we're talking about customized private label service contracts. We're talking about reinsurance. My God, you guys do everything. And the biggest thing I can tell people about MOTiiV is I've known these people for years. And I put my personal stamp on it. And I don't do that often. I mean, the service is here. I've got to ask you about, you're selling leads. Are these expensive leads? I mean, if you're doing all this service with the leads, you're verifying the leads and you're serving the hot leads directly to the dealer, that's got to be expensive, Vito.
So, I mean, it's based by zip code and how you want to have the service stacked in there. But our returns on investment definitely outweigh what a dealer pays out.
Okay, so jump in on that one, Tricia.
Well, again, Stephanie's probably the better person to speak to this whenever she comes on. I can just tell you experiences that I've had of referrals that I've given to her of clients of mine regarding the BDC. And at least what I've seen, I mean, the sale of one car way covers your cost. I mean, more than covers the cost for the month.
Fantastic. In the future, I'd like to have this group, and I'd like to have some of your clients. I think that would be absolutely great to have a
Yes,
couple
we can do that.
in the broadcast with us.
Yeah.
Because we're live right now, and the new audience of Tricia is the head of the BDC division. BDC divisions.
Yeah. Business Development Center, BDC.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, as we wind down this visit, Vito, anything else we need to say?
There's really no aspect that we cannot help a dealer improve on, right? So if we're in a store and we hear that there's a reserve statement off that a comptroller can't get a response from a lender on, we'll attack that. We have the contacts to go and find that so they can reconcile and know where their dollars are. We've helped dealers with 300 and 400-day-old titles that to avoid buybacks from lenders. We'll go and find that. If we can help a dealer, we will. So there's really nothing that we won't help our dealers, remain profitable, compliant in that regard.
So when we talk about a free evaluation, we're basically saying that you'll come in the dealership and audit every one of their channels and look at what they're doing. I want to get that on the screen. Hang on 1 second. There we go.
Yes, sir.
So call MOTiiV for a free evaluation of your dealership. There's the number on the screen. The website, if you want to take a look at who these people are and what they do, it's MOTiiV.net. MOTiiV, 2 I's, V. MOTiiV, like behind Tricia there. MOTiiV with 2 I's and a V.net. There you go. Thanks, Tricia.
And no, Jim, we didn't misspell that.
And be like, hey.
Okay, Tricia's doing her Vanna White over here.
Yeah.
We didn't misspell
Yeah.
that, Jim. Those 2 I's, inspiring innovation.
Okay, inspiring and innovation. MOTiiV.net. And the phone number's on the screen. The free evaluation. There's no high pressure sale, but they will show you everything they can do for you, and they will show you a profit increase projection.
Yeah.
How much they can improve your dealership. So dealers out there, if you're sitting on your thumb wondering what to do next, this is the time to think about it. This is the time to make your move. I know you take a look. This is absolutely incredible. MOTiiV.net. Free evaluation. I'm going to end it with my friend of many years, Pat Barrow. What do you want to tell him before we get off, big guy?
Well, I hope that I sound okay.
You do. You're not reverberating at all right now. Yeah.
I come in at the end. Hold on, I've grown. Call us. Let's have some fun. Let's do an evaluation. Let's go have some dinner or a drink and see if we can help you. If you've got the right deal, if we can get you the right deal, if we can help you in one little way or a big way, whatever we can do, we'll be happy to help.
Fantastic. That's MOTiiV.net. I'm going to say goodbye to the audience, folks.